Hi there, my name is Vic V. I'm an ENT surgeon working for the NHS in central London, and I want to do a quick news summary of what's been going on recently. As you'll know, that the Inspire hypoglossal nerve implant, which is the machine that sits about here underneath the skin, a wire that goes up to the nerve, which brings the tongue forward whilst you're snoring, whilst you have obstructive sleep apnea, then opens up your throat so you don't have sleep apnea. Now, that is now available on the NHS at the Royal National ENT Hospital in our department. So we're hopefully going to start the first few operations in June or July this year. The next thing that I want to tell you about is that the Nyxoah Genio device is now hopefully going to be available soon. So there's another video which I'll put the slide up here. One of my first few videos actually. The Nyxoah Genio device is not like the Inspire device, which sits almost like a pacemaker here, and it senses when you breathe through another wire that goes into the space between your ribs. It can feel you breathing like this, and then sends a signal to the nerve on this side to make your tongue come forward. Now, the Nyxoah Genio device is a device that sits like a little chip underneath your chin here. It actually attaches to both hypoglossal nerves, the one from the left and the right. And what they do is that this chip stimulates both of them. So that instead of the tongue sort of twisting round because it's only supplying one side, so the tongue rotates a little bit, it does both sides of your tongue. So your tongue moves forward like that. It's meant to be a bit more symmetrical. And there is some evidence that it seems to help lateral wall collapse. And just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, most of these implants work on the tongue. So if this is your teeth here, the tongue coming down like this, and the back wall of your throat here, a lot of people, when they're lying on their back, the tongue falls back and blocks their breathing. If you stimulate the nerve to your tongue here, it gets pulled forward so you can breathe behind it. Now, that effectively happens in about 50% of people, with lots of variations to that as well. There is another group of people who just have problems with not the tongue falling back, but the side wall of your throat. So this time the teeth are here, the tongue's coming back this way, tonsil, the dangly thing here. And the wall behind it here is the lateral pharyngeal wall, or the side wall of your throat on either side here, behind your tonsils. And what happens is that collapses in like this and blocks your breathing. So instead of people snoring like this, they snore like that. It's a very crude way of explaining it. But what we found that in some cases, we believe that the Nyxoah device, the Genio device, because it's stimulating both hypoglossal nerves, it seems to help that lateral wall a little bit. I haven't seen it myself because I've not implanted these myself. It's just now hopefully going to be available in the NHS soon in our department, and we're asking for privileges to start implanting this device. But when you do both hypoglossal nerves, it seems to help that situation. Now, if you've looked at that old video that I told you about, which I'll put up again here about the Genio device, the problem with that one is that it's not got a battery in your chest. You have to power it each day, so you can't have a beard. It gets stuck there each night. You charge a battery each night, and then you stick it underneath your chin here, so you can't wear it with a beard, if that makes sense. But there are pros and cons to each of these devices, and hopefully with time I'll do an update of those two videos, the Inspire device up here and the Genio device down here, and talk about how I feel it helps and doesn't help different people. So to carry on the theme about implants, I've got some very exciting news, which sadly I can't tell you anything about. It's a new type of device that, like I said, I'm not allowed to talk about, but I've been doing research this weekend on Saturday, and again on the coming Wednesday that's coming through, maybe when this video has been released. And what I'm doing is doing a completely new implant that hasn't been seen anywhere else globally. It's very exciting. We got some really good results over the weekend. And one day the company will let me tell you all about it. But in this device, you can stimulate lots of different nerves. And what we're trying to do is stimulate multiple nerves, not just the hypoglossal, but lots of different nerves at the same time. And you can synchronize them all together. And it's a new device that it's not been released to the market. Basically, no one knows about it. But hopefully I'll let you know about it soon. That's a big roundup. I guess I could talk about my tonsil book being made and my pillow that's been made at the moment, but I'll go through all that next time. I think I'm running out.